felt like I lived in Costa Rica for a moment. For a moment, I was like, I'm never coming back. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Dónde eres baños?
Where's the bathroom?
Tú sabes. Yo quiero Taco Bell, bitch. There was a moment where I was presented the opportunity to eat bacon.
That's how your story. Let's hear about it. I want to hear about the bacon. Come on over.
If you guys
Little
don't
Porky
know.
pig.
Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to CockTales. Dirty discussions with Kiki and Medinah Monroe. Yeah.
Today's cocktail is called, I forgot his name. And this is how you're gonna make it. So once again, we're using Villian. So this cocktail is really easy. You kind of just throw it together because you forgot his name. So you're gonna layer each of these ingredients. So we're gonna take our Villian, add like a shot. I really like Villian. It's a very rich flavored liqueur. You're gonna take your coconut water and put 1 part coconut water. I don't know how this is gonna taste. Coconut water and liquor. Some lime juice. Just a little bit. And then you should have tonic, but I didn't have a bottle opener, so I'm going to replace it with club soda. I love club soda. This is interesting, y'all. A little bit of bitters, just a little bit. And then you want to put a couple ice cubes in it. And this is I forgot his name. Have you ever forgot somebody's name? Somebody that you actually like? It's so embarrassing. That's tasty. Yo, I thought it was gonna be disgusting. This is actually a really good drink. Cheers.
Welcome back to CockTales Dirty Discussions, you guys. I am Kiki Said So.
Hey, y'all. I'm Medinah Monroe.
And welcome back to the show.
All right.
Didn't it? So you guys, this week we don't have a guest. It's just us, and it's been a while since we've been in the studio. So we will be catching up, but we also have some fun things to talk about. So this is the first time I've seen you in like a month
In
after
2025, for real.
Yeah, after your sabbatical in Costa Rica. How was it?
I really felt like I lived in Costa Rica for a moment. For a moment, I was like, I'm never coming back.
Did you learn Spanish?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Dónde eres baños?
Where's the bathroom? Hey, how are you? Where's the bathroom? That would be a useful question.
Me llamo Medina.
Mm-hmm.
Tú sabes. Yo quiero Taco Bell, bitch. I am a fucking Costa Rican. They actually call Costa Ricans ticos. I didn't know that. Do you know that? Okay. I got a lot to tell you. So, hosted a retreat with Paradise and Vibe. If you're interested in learning more, go to paradiseandvibe.com. I was in Costa Rica from December 27th until January 10th.
That is a ridiculously long time.
It was very long, but it was so needed and so worth it. The retreat, let me start with the retreat because the trip just ended up getting extended, but the retreat was from December 28th to January 2nd. And I think this was my favorite retreat.
Really? What made this one different?
It was very challenging in the sense of, well, not challenging like the people and putting a retreat together, which is very difficult. The people were amazing. Nobody was complaining. Stuff didn't go wrong with the rooms. Nobody was allergic to anything. Like it was just like very smooth as far as that process. But the people that came, and there were a bunch of CockTales listeners when we do these retreats and I connect with the people that come based off of trusting me from this show, it is like a different type of connection. It's not a connection like a live show connection. It's not a connection like when you listen to the show. It is a very raw, you get to know what's really going on in the life of everybody that's on there at the retreat. And so it was very like, just a vulnerable
Personal.
retreat. Yeah, very personal. This was a hot yoga retreat. And I don't do hot yoga every day. Like I practice hot yoga and I've gotten way better, but bitch, I'd be about to die. But I love it at the same time. Like I love hot yoga. And so this was a very intentional retreat. Anybody who came was going through some type of shit because a hot yoga retreat is a lot. Like you're committing to a lot. We did hot yoga twice a day, every day.
In Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica. They didn't have like a proper hot yoga studio. So they hooked up these machines to propel tanks. I said, please don't let us be on the news and we don't blow up the whole jungle. The toucans flying, the big ass ants. The ants are so big in Costa Rica. Anyways, so we had to create like a hot yoga studio and they helped us. Anyways, I told myself going in, I was like, okay, I'm going to really connect with people and I'm going to make sure that I go to every hot yoga session. Cause every retreat we do yoga, but it's not hot yoga. It's just regular yoga. And I don't always be going. Sometimes I'm just going to go twice. And that's it. I'm not going up. I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. going to do this. I'm about to sleep. But this one, I was like, I'm going to really challenge myself. I'm going to go to both yogas every day. And I did it. And it's just a lot. It takes a lot of mental strength to get through hot yoga. And that's why I like it. Cause you can't think about anything else that's going on. You just got to get through this.
You got to stay alive because it's hot.
Yeah.
As fuck. And you still got to contort your body, hold the poses, stay focused, do the damn thing.
And so, and we were all, me, Cassandra, and Ayana were all worried, like, are people going to be like, I'm not fucking doing it. Like, you know, like you get out. Everybody came to almost every hot yoga session. It was just, like I said, it was just a lot. 2024 was busting everybody upside the head. Left and right. It was just boom, 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 uppercut. Get over here, nigga. And so everybody was just like in there, and it was just, there were men on the retreat. There were a bunch of women, and it was just like a very bonding retreat. We did a bunch of activities. It wasn't just about the hot yoga, but for me, it was about the hot yoga. The workshops were incredible, led by Elizabeth Gilbert. And it was just so much fun. I had told myself that there was a moment where I was presented the opportunity to eat bacon.
I saw your story. Let's hear about it. I want to hear about the bacon. Come on over.
If you guys
little
don't
Porky
know.
pig.
Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Shit was good.
So I was just like very open, and I was like, you know what? I just want to make like my own decisions and make sure they're coming from like me, like who I am.
Because you know what? Jesus forgave all that stuff that's in Leviticus, okay? Did you learn that in your church lesson? You ain't got to worry about it.
I'm learning.
Jesus said it's cool.
Yeah, he did. And
that's why I love him.
And I love him. And I said, Elizabeth made bacon, and she was making breakfast plates. And I was like.
It was thick too, huh?
It wasn't even thick. It was thin and crispy.
Oh, no, you got to get the thick cut next.
Well, I tried. No, from December 28th until January 10th, I ate bacon every day.
Bitch, what? I didn't even have that much bacon. Girl.
I have had bacon in a Caesar salad, bacon with olives, bacon on a burger, bacon on a turkey sandwich, bacon, call me young bacon. I said, and this was the first day that I was about to be, because I'm always like, no, I don't eat pork. If it's pork juice, pork, and I'm good. And then I had this thought, because I'm all open, we're doing all this spiritual work, we're doing all this stuff, like, who are you really? And I do this type of shit every year, and something different is always exposed. You can never not stop learning yourself. Something new happened. And so I was like, why am I not eating bacon?
Right. Questions I've been asking for 50 years.
I said, why am I not eating pork? And I thought about it. I said, okay, well, I was raised Muslim, like legitimate Muslim. My last name is Ali, if y'all don't know. I used to wear a hijab when I was a kid. Like, we used to go to the mosque. I was raised Muslim. And so that's
over.
I never ate pork. My dad and my mom were not playing that. And so we're not Muslim anymore. And I'm an adult. And I can make my own decisions.
Yes.
And I can. And I did. And so I sat there and I said, I will have a piece of that bacon.
Absolutely.
I have a piece of that.
Give me 2 of them.
And I had 3.
Ooh, you was cutting up.
I was cutting up, and she gave me 3 slices of that bacon, and I ate it, and I said, oh my
This what Kiki be talking about.
It was so good. And then later on that day, Liz was like, you guys, I'm going to make a salad. And I said, would you put bacon in it?
Because bacon bits. Hello. I'm sure that's a $1 million business that's been around forever.
It was.
And that ain't real. This is real bacon.
It was so good. So, okay, so every morning I did have bacon. And then there was one day where when we had our farewell dinner, they had a rib. And I said, I've been saying
a pork rib?
It was a pork Costa Rican.
How prepared?
Kiki, it was.
How was it prepared? Like a barbecue rib? Like it was a
It had
grill
the
or
barbecue sauce on
oven?
the side, and you could put it on top. And then my friend Evan was like, "No, Medina, you never had a rib before." I was like, "I've never had a rib before. I just got introduced to bacon." He said, "Go put the barbecue sauce on it." And everything.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
everything was very.
I
fresh.
hate that your first rib was in Costa Rica.
I don't hate it. It was so juicy, and I'm
sure it was.
I got this rib.
I'm gonna turn you out. We're going to Fox Brothers. That's where we're gonna have the next meeting. You need to have a real. You need to have a Texas barbecue rib.
It was pretty, and so I got they gave me the rib, and everybody, and so I put a little dollop of barbecue sauce on top.
American or Costa Rican? Because what the fuck is even that?
Wait,
in the words of Cardi B, the barbecue sauce.
It was in a bowl, so I don't know, but it was good.
No, but I mean,
it was light skin,
like the hot sauce.
It was
brought me some hot sauce like this.
Dark barbecue sauce. It was a little darker than that, and it had a spice to it.
Hold on.
I don't have nothing to compare it to.
Why don't you like dark barbecue sauce?
I don't like when it's. I like it to be kind of loose. I don't like it to be thick.
You like a more vinegar base?
I like it to be kind of spicy. Okay. I just don't want it to be a thick, like molasses barbecue sauce. I need it to run a little bit. Like that's how I like my ranch. I don't like a Hidden Valley ranch. I want a loose ranch, like Cheddar's. Have you ever had the ranch at Cheddar's?
No, first of all, fuck ranch. I don't really like it.
Oh, I love ranch.
My niece did tell me Wingstop fries with their ranch, which
Wingstop ranch is a good ranch. It's a loose ranch. It's loose.
I wouldn't consider it loose, but it's not as thick as Hidden Valley. But it's funny because they just take buttermilk and Hidden Valley packets.
I need it to be loose.
Why do you want watery sauce?
I want it watery. I want it loose.
We need to have an episode about why do you want loose booty sauce on anything that you're ingesting.
I just don't like it thick. I
like it thick. But okay.
So I get the rib, and it was beautifully made. And
y'all know how I
like
get
a pretty
food.
plate. I like it was a beautiful presentation.
How many ribs you eat?
I just started with one. It was thick. It wasn't the type of ribs that I seen in America.
That's why I'm asking, is it beef or pork?
It was pork. It was definitely pork.
Okay.
Because there was a moment where I was like, okay, Medina, you don't have bacon every day.
Dive in.
So I got, and it was a thick, it was like the rib wasn't, I've seen the slab of rib where it's like long and flat. It was a beautiful rib. I was like, wow, this is beautiful.
Did you take a picture?
I'll look through my phone and see.
Okay.
Because I think I did. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of the rib. And
because it sounds like a short rib.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I was cutting it, and Evan was like, pick it up.
Right.
Pick it up and
Finger
take a bite.
food.
And I said no. So I cut it. And then I did start, after I took my first bite on the fork, I said,
you got to get down up in there.
I picked it up. I ate the fat.
Every time we explore food, we unlock a new domain of like, what? We talked about this before with brisket, I think. We were all talking about it. Everybody in the room. And some of y'all like fat. The fat on the brisket, y'all eat it. I like the fatty brisket cut, but to put that fat in my mouth?
I put it in my mouth.
It's what I imagine well blubber is like, and I'm not.
It wasn't just a piece of fat. It was fat and rib meat.
Right.
It was so. I just sat there and was like, I can't believe I ain't never had this in my life before. I gotta dial this back. So I had bacon, I had a rib, I had a pork tamale in the middle of
that
Costa
shit
Rica
was busting
with this gay man named David, and he also is a designer. I bought some clothes from him, and he welcomed us into his home. The storefront was his home, and then towards the back, you go in the back, and he welcomed us with a meal. And I was like, "What kind of tamale is this?" He was like, "It's a pork tamale." I was like, "I might as well eat it, bitch. I've been eating it."
Because why not?
So good. It was so good, Kiki. I ate pepperoni. I had a slice of pepperoni pizza,
real
pepperoni. In Costa Rica. And then I had some pizza that had ham under the cheese. It was
like Canadian bacon ham.
I don't know that type of ham.
Because you know, when they be putting ham on pizza, it's usually Canadian bacon.
It was
Canadian bacon is ham.
I called my mom and I said,
What'd she say?
Mom, I've been out here eating pork. She said, Medina, what all did you eat? And I gave her a rundown. And she was like, don't tell your dad. And I still haven't told my dad. I've been eating pork, but
Don't
I
tell
made a
him.
decision that I'm only going to eat pork out of the country. Like, because I really went too ham. Kiki.
Wait,
I was,
Medina, no, please, just one time. We can do it in
You
one day next week so we can wash it away when January is done. I need you. This is not even
Here,
a
I
request.
ate
This is
so
I need
much
to. I
pork.
wish Sir Lisa's was still here. You are going with me to Fox Brothers Barbecue, and they are not paying me to say this is coming from the goodness of my heart. You are going to eat at least one rib. They're not gonna be them big meaty ribs, what you talking about.
I
It's
can't
gonna
eat
be
a plate of ribs.
It's not. I'll eat the plate. I need you to have one.
Okay.
You can also get some beef brisket. There's other meats that they have, but I
Okay.
need you to have a traditional
Okay.
Texas style barbecue rib.
Okay.
They have sauce, they have a spicy,
Okay.
and they have their regular, which is on the sweet side. We will put that on the side so you can dip some of the meat if you like it.
Okay.
But you will take one rib.
Okay.
I will eat the rest of them on the plate. I got it. Because I love them ribs.
I
You can also get a Frito chili pie. It's got brisket chili, which is beef. Safe. Everything else is going to be beef and it's going to be safe. Texas barbecue is mostly beef, but you got to have an American
rib.
pork barbecue rib.
Okay.
I wish I could take you to a barbecue competition. And I really want you to eat some boudin, but we're not going to take it too far.
No. Because after I have this Texas South rib,
I can get you
that's
some
it.
alligator boudin or some, well, it's still encased in pork.
Speaking of alligators, I saw so
Crocodiles.
after the retreat,
I want to taste this hot sauce.
we went on a road trip around Costa Rica, bitch. I didn't know that Costa Rica had a Caribbean side. This is my second time going to Costa Rica. The first time I ever went to Costa Rica, I went to Aloeja, and that is like very jungle side, very country. And that was it. I didn't really have a lot to say about it. I loved it, and I love how just like healthy it is. But like that was the first time. The second time we started in Jaco, and I didn't know this. That's apparently the hood of Costa Rica. That's where the retreat was. But everybody had a great time. That's where we spent New Year's Eve. After that, me, Cass, Cassandra, and Liz, we drove to San Jose, and we spent some time there. And that's where I had the pepperoni pizza. That's where I had the ham pizza, and it was just this beautiful city.
This
It was
smells
so
like
much-
pepperoni.
Really? Huh. Wonder if there's pork juice in it.
Probably. No, I'll eat it.
So after we spent time in San Jose, we spent a few days in San Jose, and then we went to Puerto Viejo. That's the Caribbean side of Costa Rica. If you have never been to the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, it's like Jamaica, but it's just brown Spanish people. The food is Jamaican food, though. It was beautiful. It was so much fun. My friend Cece, she has a place out there. Not only does she have a place out there, she bought land out there. She is creating a women's commune. Cece was being very humble, saying she just bought a plot of land. That bitch bought a jungle. We went and toured her jungle, and it was just, I had a time. I got to eat, pray, and love with the author of Eat, Pray, Love, who is Elizabeth Gilbert, and it was just such a beautiful time that I needed, got to bond, got to explore so much, got to try new things, and it was just such a good time, and it just reminded me of like why I love doing these retreats. I always told myself when I wasn't going to continue being a flight attendant because I fucking hated it after I didn't love it anymore. And I was like, dang, like how am I still going to travel? Like I always wanted to be able to travel on somebody else's dime. And I was like, how am I going to do this? And so I just feel like I have always manifested travel into my life. And I say that because I think it's very important that people travel. I think it's whether you manifested and you are traveling on somebody else's dime and you are deciding to be a flight attendant, you're like, I'm going to see the world, bitch. Fuck everybody. Do it. It just opens up your heart and your mind, and you get to just like, traveling to me is healing. So I'm always going to push somebody's trip, a retreat, whether you go to Paradise and Vibe, you go on Kiki's trip. I'm going to my first retreat as an attendee in June to Spain. And I've always,
What part of Spain?
I think it's going to be like outside of Barcelona.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys remember when we had Shanisha Boswell on the show. I met her through my sister from social media, and then she came on the show, and then we became friends. And she also hosts retreats. And I told her, I was like, you know what? I love Spain. I only got to go when I was a flight attendant for a quick little split second. The men were very fine and the food was very good. That's all I need. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to book a spot and go as an attendee to just be able to relax and see what it's like to go on a retreat. She does self-care retreats. And it's June 22nd, I think, through the 27th, maybe. If you're interested in going, I highly suggest you go on whatever retreat. I'm just like, travel is just so necessary. And if you're scared to do it or you're like, I don't have the money, plan ahead. Most people have payment plans. And if you can't go out of the country, that's fine. America has beautiful places to visit, even Georgia. If you're like, I don't know where, I just think traveling is just so necessary for the soul. Like if you like to write, if you like to meet new people, if you like to try new things, like travel is a very good way to do that. And I just cannot express that enough. Like 2024 bust me upside my head and travel saved me each and every time. So like, I'm always going to say like, bitch, even if you're not going to go on a trip with me, go on a trip with somebody, even if it's just yourself, to just experience a different part of the world. So Costa Rica was fucking phenomenal, bitch. I didn't want to come back. There was
I know you didn't because bitch, you was gone for 3 weeks.
I was gone. And I thought we were going to get stuck because of the snow day. And I was like, surely
I was
we're not
wondering that too.
Blissfully came back.
Because that shit was melting fast.
I was like, wow, it really did snow though. People was skiing on the Beltline.
I saw them skiing Piedmont Park on the Beltline. When I woke up, it was still dark outside, and I went and peeked outside like a kid on Christmas.
I love that.
And it was covered in snow. Nobody drove anywhere, like on the street where my side of the building faces. Perfect snow. The building's covered. It just looked really beautiful. I showed my baby girl Whitley, and
How'd she like it?
She hated it. Hated it. She was not fucking with it. When she had to go pee, she was looking at me like, girl, what is this?
Really?
Then I was like, you have to go out. Like, it's a lot of people driving around. I will let her go in the garage because whatever, that's outside to me. I'm gonna pick it up. It'll be clean. We go outside, and I wanted to see if she would enjoy the snow. I'm like, bitch, you from Ohio. And I got you last winter. My baby girl said, baby, I don't know that old life. You adopted and saved me. Fuck some other people. I'm down for you. We don't do this. We're Southern girls. And I get it. So yeah, we were inside. She didn't like it. She was very upset about her paws getting wet and cold. She was just like, she was irritated. And she was like, pick me up, pick me up. So I picked her up and I snuggled her close like I always do. And I brought her inside and then she had to get clean. And I was like, your hair appointment got canceled today because of the weather. So we're going to have to reschedule. I don't know what we're going to do because I'm not fighting you in the tub.
She don't like taking baths?
She doesn't like doing it with me because the groomers are always like, she was great as usual. She didn't do anything. She was very calm. She was upset when you left. But once we got to the back, we gave her a treat. It was fine. So like, oh, you be showing out like real kids do.
I wish I would.
But that's cool. You show out for me. Don't show out for them. You will just go to them. Anyway, I've got some updates too, but I'll save them for after weird sex. I do have a quick story that I researched.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Since some people are upset about crimes, they'll be back next week though.
Who was upset about crimes?
A few people were like, oh, we always have to hear about crimes. Yes, bitch, because we need to be aware. The people are doing crimes, and I am a true crime girl, and if you don't like this part, skip it. It's a transcript on YouTube. Anyways, okay, so this week's Weird Sex. I was thinking about the cold weather, the snow days, and pregnancy, right? I think that
And pregnancy?
I think they go together.
A lot of bitches got pregnant on the snow day.
They don't even know it yet. You didn't even know it. It's
they
too
thought
soon.
They was just fucking on Tyrone.
Flashback. Anyway, I think that many people are currently brewing a baby, and it may be happening. I mean, we are in the thick of it with winter, and there's going to be more days. We're in Atlanta, but people are all over. Anyway, led me down a rabbit hole thinking about what were people doing back in the day for contraceptives. I have shared stories about like nasty looking condoms and stuff. But I was like, is that it? Y'all, I fell down a black hole on the internet and I was reading about the ancient Egyptians. Do y'all know that they used to take crocodile dung, which is their dookie, their turds, put it up their vaginas and use it as a contraceptive?
What's in the crocodile dung?
Whatever they ate that day. So this is the thing. When they would get the dookie and put it in their pussy, it would harden. And it's thick. I know, gross, right? So just follow me, though. Follow me. So they put it in there. It kind of hardens. So it's like a very antiquated, horrible version of a diaphragm, like the female condom that they have. So it's like it's basically making a shield. And it wasn't totally like ineffective. It worked to a certain degree. But I just wonder what them pussies was smelling like. It had to be crazy. And then I was like, well, what else were other people doing? Because there's crocodiles in Egypt, sure, but what else? They were using honey, mixing it with acacia leaves, I think is how you pronounce it, and other things and putting it up there. But everything wasn't like all the way wrong. While, obviously that's not practical and totally healthy. What we have learned through time and people building on whatever we've learned, they took some things that we learned from our ancestors from back in the day. The crocodile dung wasn't ideal, but some of these things like the honey and some of the components, I guess you would say, of the leaves and some of the other products that people were using, they actually are the same things that they put in spermicide that will kill the sperm so it doesn't impregnate you. They were building things about...
I just want to know who was down there getting in the alligator hut to get the
You don't need
dookie.
it. They dropping it by the river, down by the Nile. Down by the Nile where the crocs get nasty. Cleopatra said, I'm about to not have a baby. Or whatever was going on. They was down there by the creek, the river.
Did you watch that Cleopatra documentary on Netflix? Did you?
No.
It's so
good. The newest one?
I don't know if it's new or not, but it was good. It's like a docuseries.
Like Jada Pinkett had a hand in it or something. I feel like she might have been a producer.
I don't know. I just know it was good.
In recent years?
I watched it last month. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's actually new, but I do know that I did not know she had a baby by Caesar.
Mm-hmm. I used to be obsessed with ancient Egyptian culture. That's why I found this story interesting. But I was like, nobody told me. I guess I was reading children's books, but like nobody told me I was putting crocodile dookie up your pussies to not have baby by Caesar.
She was having babies.
Ptolemy and King Tut. Well, she was, but the rest of the people,
she had a baby by Julius Caesar and his best friend.
She was a wild girl. I mean, it is what it is. No, I haven't seen the documentary, but I have watched some. I think that Cleopatra is very fascinating. And I love the more and more that we find out about her. Anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that we should all be grateful to everybody who came before us so that we no longer have to stick dookie up our pussies to try to not get pregnant from trifling ass Tyrone and make better choices, because this is not what the ancestors wanted us to be going through for some of y'all that be writing in advice. Anyway, that's it for Weird Sex. Y'all send me stories or anything you're interested in. I don't mind doing a deep dive either. I've been finding some really strange things. People are into a lot.
Yeah.
And they're just doing more and more. Everything's not necessarily a crime. I think I'm going back to crimes because those are less disturbing.
All right, y'all. So 2025 in my world has been all about healing journeys towards finding yourself, learning who you are. And also in 2025, people have been getting dating app fatigue. And what I like most about Field is that it's an app created for you to figure out what you actually like. What do you want in a date or in a sexual friend? Or just what are some things that you might want to explore? Field is an app dedicated to you finding yourself. That's important to me, Kiki.
It's important to me too. And something that I think that maybe depending on where you are in life, you might not really consider, but like change happens, and sometimes it happens a lot more often than you might want to admit. One thing that I think is really cool about Field is not only does it have so many different options for you to select a gender, a sexual orientation, all of that, you can change it a lot. And other people are changing it a lot too, and it's not really a judgment zone when it comes to that. And, you know, with Field, the cultural space there, it's like change is a norm. People are figuring themselves out. And whether you're there to date or find friends, find somebody that you could relate to and just see what happens, you can do that there. And they really have been working towards building a sense of community. It's more than just a dating app. You can use it for so many different things. And in fact, they say that 62% of the members evolve their sexuality, their interests, and their desires. And you get to select all of that and update it whenever you feel like it on the Field app.
And I'm not even gonna lie, when I've had some of my friends be like, I'm bored dating, I've sent them the Field app. And so I'm gonna send it to y'all too. You guys download the Field app on the App Store or Google Play and tell us what you think.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about earlier, updates and stuff. I'm glad that you had a good retreat though. And thank you for the hot sauce. Medina brought me this hot sauce. I'm so thirsty for gifts and food. I'm hungry.
I love hot sauce. I got myself
it was wrapped
some
up.
more hot sauces. I was like, let me not torture Kiki. The type of hot sauce that I like is the type of hot sauce that makes your nose run, mouth get numb. So like the hot sauce that I got for myself, it's like the ghost pepper. Everybody was like, why the fuck would you get? I just love it. It's so good. Another thing I wanted to tell you that we did while we were in Costa Rica was we went surfing. Kiki, it was so much fun. And I didn't know that everybody didn't get a one-on-one surf lesson, but I did. Some people were in little groups of 3 and 4. And I was like, I was by myself getting my own surf lesson. Meanwhile, my little surfer lesson dude was trying to flirt with me, talking about you trying to have a Costa Rican baby. I was like,
And that's why you had your own lesson.
and I'm so happy that I did. It was so much fun.
Is it a Costa Rican baby coming?
No, it ain't no nigga. He was, first of all, he was too young. I said, how old are you? He was like, I'm 22.
12.
I said, I could be your mother. Like, stop, sir. Just teach me how to surf. There was a shark in the water while I was surfing. And I feel like I conjured it up because, you know, I got my little shark tattoo.
And you was talking about you wanted to swim with the sharks.
And did, but I was
asking
really
it is given.
It was.
Did you surf? Like, did you stay
I got
up?
Once. I was horrible, but it was still so much fun. There were so many moments where like the waves were just busting me upside my head like 2024. And he was like, do you want to stop? Do you want to get out? And I was like, no, I want to keep going. He was like, I really love you. And I was like, I love you too.
Love is such a strong word that people just be throwing around. Y'all out there, sir, I love you too. Girl, what?
I enjoyed it. If y'all have never surfed before, please surf. It was such a challenge, but it was so much fun. Anyways, how are you, sis? What have you been up
to? Something was in my throat. I have been up to more than the same. I just feeling good. Let me think. Okay, so my trip is coming up. Curacao. I'm very excited about it. I have been reaching out to different companies and experiencing stuff because we have a set itinerary, which is everything that everybody has already paid for. And then I have gifts that I just personally wanted to gift to everyone. This is my first trip that I'm actually hosting, not just promoting. And I want people to have a good time. And I appreciate anybody who chooses to spend their money and, most importantly, time, because we can't get that back. You can make some more money, you can't get your time back. And I want people to go and come with an open mind, and all of the other things I've said before. They did open up some more spots. So the trip is happening. It is March 19th through the 23rd. You can still sign up when you hear this. I don't know if there's any more private rooms left. I know that there are definitely like double rooms. So if you have questions or whatever, hit me up. I can help you. And they're being pretty flexible with payments. Even though initially I was telling y'all, you know, there were payment plans and you had to have it paid by December. But now that we're closer to the date, they did open up some more spots. So hit me up if you're interested. But I'm really excited about it. I'm also talking to different companies and trying to put stuff together. And I've been reaching out to the different ladies. Not everybody yet, but a few people. And just getting to know people. I know one person that is going on the trip for sure. And then I have 2 friends who have signed up. but one person is coming like with me, so they're going to come early and help me out. But then the other two, they're coming. Everybody else I don't know. So I am so excited to like get to meet the people in person if we've never met before. Like, I'm just looking at their names, so I'm not sure, and making new friends and just trying to have like a good quality in-person experience. And then outside of what we're already doing, I'm really excited to be able to provide like some extras that they don't know about. And I'm not going to tell y'all on the show because I want it to be like a total surprise, but I've been working really hard on it. And I'm just really excited. And it's a place that, I mean, I've only been once, but I really fell in love with it. And it's many places I go and I hate it. It's very rare that I ever go anywhere, whether it's in America or out of the country, where I'm just like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the people, the culture, the food. That's my biggest thing.
That food.
I was not hungry when I left. I had so many different things, even the things that I tasted and tried and didn't like. The experience overall was cool. So I'm really excited about that trip. And then, what was I going to say? So I know that we talked about goals and stuff for the end of 2025, and I mean 2024. I'm skipping a whole year. I said the end of 2025. We just got here.
It's moving quick.
It is moving quick though. I had talked about like several episodes having imposter syndrome and self-doubt and just like not feeling myself like I need to feel myself. Like I know things, but anyway, I am going to be speaking at a conference. I was selected to speak at a conference about podcasting and live shows, and I'm very, very excited about that. I was very nervous about it. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I don't even know I'm supposed to say nothing yet, but shh, don't tell nobody if I wasn't. But I'm so excited. It was a big, big goal for me for so many different reasons outside of podcasting. It was a lot of like personal challenges that I've been trying to overcome. And so just being selected for that experience and being able to do it and getting excited about that, that's really cool. I have been talking about like a new project that I've been working on, and I haven't shared a ton about it, but it's a new show. And on the I don't know what I've shared, but on the show, I'm only interviewing people. It's not about me at all, which is very different in a good way. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't my idea, so it's new. It's like, it's challenging in a good way in so many ways, because it's like, okay, somebody tells you, I have an idea for something and I would like to hire you to do this. I want you to produce this show. I want you to host this show, but this is the vision. And now I've got to take somebody else's vision and produce. Like produce something. I've got to come up with something. I've got to make it happen. I tell them, oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. But then you got to actually deliver because they paying you on time in advance. And so it's like, you definitely don't want to fuck that up. And I haven't so far, but it's a new show coming in late February after Valentine's Day, but I'm very excited about it. I was very surprised, and I tell them probably every time we have a meeting, Medina, these people ask me to do a show where I'm interviewing men. First of all, that in and of itself is just like, and you found me from CockTales? You want me to talk to the men folk? And I'm interviewing them. It's not like CockTales at all. It's different, but it's like, it's less about me. My personality is still going to be there, and it's more about them, but you guys will get to see me in a different light, and I'm excited and anxious about that, to see like how it is received and how it goes. But I've been having so much fun with it. I've learned a lot, and it's also, outside of just the show itself and everything, it's been something that I've wanted to get in more rooms with more people who are passionate about what I'm passionate about.
Which is
podcasting, digital media, creating content, all of that stuff. Like, podcasting is very important to me. I really love it. I literally went to school for broadcast journalism. I thought I would do news or radio, and I didn't know about podcasting. But once I found out about podcasting, like, that was something that just really resonated with me, and I really want to continue to grow, not as necessarily a host, but just in so many different aspects. And so it's nice to work with a ton of other people who love behind the scenes stuff. Because it's different working with people who are hosting or people who are just, not in a bad way, but people who are just in it for like, okay, I think I can make a lot of money. Because we all see the stories about the podcasters who do get multi-million-dollar deals.
We see them all the time. All the time.
But that is not the reality for everybody. And there's so many different ways to also be a storyteller, whether you're making skits, whether you are doing a podcast, a vlog,
and there's a
radio
difference
show.
between those of us that do it and you, if you're not making the millions, love just like the art of it, like the behind the scenes, like, okay, how are we about to make this happen? Whether anybody's listening, watching, or subscribing or not.
Like you have a passion and something about you that makes you want to do it. And then also being able to work with a company that gets digital, because I haven't always had that experience throughout my career. And like I've always worked in media as a professional, like post-college, but it hasn't always been like what I wanted it to be. So it's just nice. And I just especially love that I work with so many women who are so driven, creative, and talented and encouraging. Even one day we were having a meeting and we were doing feedback about stuff. And I personally, I didn't even tell them this. They might be listening, but I felt like they were a little like timid to give thoughts on me, right? In my performance. And I was like, y'all can like straight up tell me. I'm not going to get offended. I'm not going to flip it. Because I'm also like, well, I don't know who else they've worked with. Maybe they've had an experience where like somebody who is operating as talent is like a diva and they cut up or whatever. I was like, just tell me. I want the feedback. I need the feedback. I want the feedback. And they were like, okay, good. Well, I'm glad this person said something. And then I said this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to apply these notes, whatever. And it's just good. Sometimes I've had a lot of work experiences all over the board. Every time I work with women, it's not always been positive. So it's just good to be in something new that I was very anxious and nervous about that is positive, and it's been continuing to go down that path, so that feels good. But that show is scheduled to launch late February. I'll tell y'all real details when I'm supposed to tell y'all. Don't tell nobody I told y'all that. This is secret CockTales information, even though it's all over the internet. I will be posting pics soon. I will be getting back to it. But I'll be having time. So, okay. So we talked about Curacao. We talked about that.
Congratulations. I wanted to make sure you got your whole thought out.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That is so exciting. I can't wait to tune in, subscribe, listen, however I can support. Congratulations, Kiki.
Thank you. I'm hoping that we can do a launch party. You gonna come. Yay. I'll tell you, but we'll see. They be like, bitch, you got a deadline with episodes. That's the other part. Oh, you need X amount of episodes before the end of the month. You need this and you need that. And it's like, not that I can't do it, but it's like, baby, it's not just me. I'm available. I gotta have a guest. I don't have a co-host. This is so different. I'm flying solo on this when it's time to sit down. And like, honestly, the first episode, I was like, it was weird. I had to kind of find my footing, especially because it's also a different tone. And it's like, this ain't just like, it's just
a different tone, like not funny, like there's no comical relief.
There's comical moments.
Okay.
But it's like, initially when it's presented, it's like, okay, this is like an interview series and you're going to be interviewing these people, and the topics and subject matter to me seem more serious. So I'm like, okay, I can do it. Don't worry. I got you. How do I put some personality in this to make it entertaining? How do I not overstep and make it about me when it's really about the guest?
If you had to compare it to something, what would you compare it to? Like a show? Like, is it like Oprah? Is it like Soledad? Is it like CNN?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a condensed version.
Hudson?
I don't watch that show. I just watch the men coming down the hallway. Mufasa.
I watch everybody coming down the hallway.
I don't. I hate that shit. It's corny.
So bad.
I want to walk down the hallway too, but it's just like, I don't like watching. I did like Mufasa, and I watched Mufasa over and over again. Hey, Aaron Pierre, you want to come on? But Mufasa. We're going to talk about this later, girl. Because who is Aaron Pierre? You did not
Is
see.
He the one with the light eyes?
Yes.
Okay. You know I don't like light eyes niggas, but he is.
But he is Mufasa.
Okay. I gotta still see. I haven't seen. I've been in Costa Rica living the jungle life.
But he was in other movies before that.
Was he?
We're not gonna disrespect Aaron
We're
Pierre.
not disrespecting him
Because he's fine as fuck. Yeah.
He cute.
And he's fancy because he's got that British accent.
Oh, I never heard him talk.
Because he's fine as fuck. You don't have to hear him talk.
That means he's probably a problem.
We're not going to project that onto
Did you
him.
interview him on your show?
No, but he's on my list. So, baby, sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
Is he married? Is he?
Pierre, I don't know. I didn't want to Google it.
Okay.
I did interview somebody who is fun as fuck on the internet. Well, I interviewed a few fine people. Okay, so there is one guy. He's very handsome, but the internet will be like questioning his sexuality. When I met him in person and did the interview, I was like, okay, you're not the same as the internet. I see the difference, right?
Do you see how people could question his sexuality?
On the internet, in person, it's not that. I think that the thing is, and you'll see it when that episode comes out. That was probably my favorite episode that I've done. On Instagram, he's a very handsome man. He's tall. He's attractive. When I first knew about him, he was a dancer for Beyonce and one of her leading fine ass nigga dancers when she be doing stuff at her tour. And then we did the show, and it's like, okay, on Instagram, it's just like anybody on Instagram who has a very procured Instagram feed. Your pictures are professional. They're going to be edited. Not that you look like another person, but they're professional images. You ain't paying no hundreds or thousands of dollars for pictures that look like you took them straight off the phone, for real, you know?
No.
So when I saw him in person, he still looked the same, but it's like, okay, you don't give as much of pretty boy as you did before on the pictures. Yeah. He's married, he has a wife. And then when we were talking, I was like, he is so different than everything that I had in my mind. Like all the preconceived notions, because of course I don't know him. And I was like, you're really cool, you're really interesting, and you have a great story. I hope that this experience will propel you to be able to tell more of your story because it's a good one. Anyway, the man looks good. He still looked good. He just didn't look as pretty, not in a bad way, but not as pretty, like not as put together and manicured. It's like, you still a man. It's not like you trying too hard, I guess is what I'm saying. Because on the images that you might see on Instagram, you might think he's trying too hard. Anyway, it's really cool. Baby girl, he cried.
On the interview?
He cried. He evoked so much emotion. And I was shook. Warren filmed it.
Oh.
He had to give him some tissues. And I was just like, oh my God. This is gold. I can't wait to show you. I'm currently editing. I cannot wait to share this with you. That interview was probably my favorite. I've interviewed a few other people. And what I will say across the board, I've done some virtual interviews and I've done some in-person ones. I think that this is in a weird way just alignment with my personal growth. Because sometimes, y'all know, if you're new here, you don't. But if you old, you know, niggas be bothering me. They frustrate me. I get upset when y'all be doing my girls wrong. I get upset when y'all do me wrong. That's why I don't participate. And I'm just like, right? But in talking to these men who are able to articulate themselves and express their opinions, I don't agree with everybody. I don't agree with everything that everybody has said. However, what I've appreciated about every person, pretty much, that I've interviewed thus far, is that they have an opinion, they're able to articulate it, and they can express themselves. And even if we just agree to disagree, it's nice to hear men who can stand on what they feel and not revert back to things they saw on Twitter or Instagram, or like trending topics types of things, or Twitter topics and stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is my experience. This is why I feel this way. This is how I move. And this is what it is. And this is how I view manhood. This is how I view masculinity. This is what I think we should do. This is my experience. it's refreshing to hear that versus people who are always trying to tell us as women what we need to be doing and where we're lacking and why they are so great and all of the other things that we constantly hear regurgitated on the internet. So it's been a fun journey. I will let y'all know if we meet the date or not. We're working on it. And if there are any men that you would like to hear from, I'm open to hearing who people might be interested in. I have a wish list of some people, and we've been working.
2 people on the wish list?
First person that comes to mind is Aldous Hodge.
I thought you were gonna say Tyler Play.
He's on the list, but that's not at the top.
Okay.
I think that might be coming.
He's just always so quiet. I actually don't even know if I've ever heard him talk.
He talks a lot, actually.
He does? Oh, okay.
And honestly, I told them this. I want to run through everybody that Mary Jane ran through on Being Mary Jane. Every single person. So the show started as like an interview series where it was articles, and then they did like Instagram interviews and other stuff years ago. And then they decided to turn it into like a show. So I was like, we need to run them back. Being Mary Jane, Miss Mary Jane Paul, she has some fine niggas. Because that is a requirement.
And great storylines. I loved that show.
I want to rewatch it. I've been talking to some friends who have started rewatching. I was like, I'm about to catch up. You did recently?
Well, last year I rewatched.
Okay, that's
it.
recent. That's recent.
Yeah, I rewatched that last year. I rewatched Insecure. I love a good rewatch. And right now I have my mom rewatching Insecure. She never watched Insecure. My bad. She's watching it. She's just like, this is what y'all be doing?
Yes. This is a good depiction of Black American woman life.
She loves it. She loves it. I was like, I'm so glad you're watching it.
And now y'all can talk about it.
Now we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Being Mary Jane, but I feel like that was like 10 years ago, right? When it ended. Yeah, at this point. So I want to rewatch it again with these old eyes and see what I think about it. But I enjoyed that show. And at the bottom line, end of the day, whatever we're going to say, those niggas was fine. And I want to see it. I want to see them again. I would like to interview them. Do
y'all use the N-word on your new show?
I haven't.
Okay.
Some of the men have.
Okay.
We'll probably bleep it.
It's classy.
But we were trying to be classy, but they do say niggas sometimes.
Do they drink?
We don't have cocktails.
Oh.
Now, I did hear somebody went out or whatever y'all be doing for your drugs. And I'll save it for another day. I didn't know that that's what he did. I thought something else happened, and it was funny because I didn't even know till 2 weeks later. I'd be oblivious. Yep. I think it's funny when people think that I indulge in that, I guess because I don't know why.
In the
weed. And I'm like, y'all know.
It stinks.
AA or anything adjacent to that, that's where you find me at, baby. But like weed,
it stinks.
It does. It hurts my eyes. It irritates them. The food part where people be having the munchies.
Edible.
No, I meant like the munchies afterwards.
Oh.
But I can enjoy an edible every now and then, but it always makes me sleep. Anyway, did that also. I can't remember if I said this. There are wedding bells on the way.
For people in your family.
Yes, not me. I thought you were going to let me have a little break, lead up to like pretend. Oh, I guess this is not Disneyland, kiddos.
It's not Disneyland. I always am like, if we had a reality show, the storylines that would be created would be so funny. You have wedding bells. I thought I had wedding bells in my family lineup, and they got canceled.
Oh, nothing got
That's all I'm gonna say on that. And I hope you seen this episode.
All right, well, not sad on that. But on this side, I won't even go through the last names because I don't even think they match mine now that I think about it. But we've got some wedding bells over here. So,
are you in the wedding?
I don't know, because the first wedding that I will mention is my baby sister. Well, it's not technically my baby sister, but my baby sister by my mama. You know, I got hashtag modern family. So she got proposed to on her birthday. I think I mentioned that before. Madison. She's engaged. I am very happy for them.
Does she have a rib ring or a normal diamond ring?
Just a diamond.
Okay.
Nobody had surgery. or any of that mess you was doing. So, or talk about. So she is engaged. She don't want to get married for a few years.
Why?
I said, well, God damn it. I was ready to start my diet and be skinny auntie and sing Selena at the reception and see whose uncle wanted to bitty bitty bum bum. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Muy frio in this bitch.
It is muy frio. I would like to be muy caliente.
Her bitty bitty bum bumping with uncles, but not till 5 years later. So
I want to be bitty bitty bum bum now. Ain't gonna be no bitty bitty nothing in 5 years. My hip gonna go out or something.
No, it's
anyway, so honestly, they have their own goals. She's not gonna let anybody rush her. I personally don't want to put pressure on her. I'm happy for them. I just wish that there was a sooner wedding. Oh, shout out to, on a positive note, Orlando and Mila. Mila from Good Moms Bad Choices, they got engaged over the past weekend or two ago, whatever. Now, I did miss the Zoom call because I forgot that they are on the Pacific Coast, and he said it was at 11 p.m. over their time. That's 2 o'clock in the morning. Baby girl is asleep. I done watched all my Westerns and fell asleep. I wasn't going to be up for that. I really wanted to join the Zoom.
I wasn't making it, but I sent a spiritual blessing.
I thought it was going to be 11 p.m. here, and then I really read it. I was like, oh, no. But congratulations to them. They seem very happy.
Love is in the air.
I love seeing people in love. I love seeing people be happy. And I love seeing people be happy. And it's just nice to see, especially when sometimes, depending on what you're looking at, it can be a lot of negativity and other bullshit clouding your judgment. But it's nice to see that people are still falling in love and finding their forever love.
Did you see that?
Going down
Instagram
that path.
Reel or the clip? I don't know if it was TikTok, but it made its way to Instagram, and it was the girl getting proposed to, and the man, they had hired a singer, and he was singing all of the like spots for the Jagged Edge song "Let's Get Married." I watched this.
Oh my God!
I watched it last night silently. I was cracking.
I was like, "Is this real?" I was mad.
You couldn't even pay attention to the proposal because the comments had me dying.
I didn't even read I was upset. I was like, "Is this a joke? Is this a skit? Like, what's going on?" It seems real, but he was singing so bad, and I was like, "I could have done this." And that's not a good thing. Don't nobody need to hear me squawk. And it didn't sound good. Nobody's part sounded good.
Horrible. Someone said this is the Temu Jagged Edge.
No, thank you. I didn't like it. I hated it.
But, love is in the air. I congratulations to everybody who's getting proposed to or getting married. That is a beautiful step in life. I hope you're ready, and I hope you last.
I want to go to some more weddings. It's funny because my grandma was like, "Oh, you should talk to Kiara." I was like, "Talk to me about what?"
I have 2 weddings to go to
this year.
In this year, yeah, family members. My cousin, and it was funny because my mom called me today. She was like, "Are we going to Bryce's wedding?" I was like, "Yeah, Mom." She was like, "It's gonna be really expensive," and I was like, "Mom, we're going."
Where is it?
It's in Arizona.
Ooh,
it is a rather pricey situation, but we're going. Like this is a cousin that I really do love. If I didn't love him that much, I wouldn't go. But I know it's gonna be I know it's gonna be. You know how some people's wedding usually like it's gonna be a time, and we probably gonna leave with our own gifts. So yeah.
Okay, so I was talking to some friends about Valentine's Day, and
I love Valentine's Day.
You do. So I wanted to ask you, okay, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, this is not a Valentine's Day episode, but in the spirit of it, I was curious about, I've heard you talk about Galentine's things.
I love Galentine.
Do you happen to have Galentine's plans this year?
I do.
What are you doing?
So I have a girlfriend. Her name is Chanel. I have a few Galentine's Day plans.
You racked them up.
I do. My mom's birthday, first of all, is February 10th. So we're doing like a little party for her. But my girlfriend, Chanel, she is like my friend she is the hostess with the mostest, the queen of activities. she is going to do whatever. Like her Christmas party, we had so much fun. There were strippers involved. It was so much fun. Anyways, she has sent out the invitations for the Galentine's Day party. And it's a thing. It is like a yearly thing. She does not play. She's like, bitch, can you come? If you can't come, I'm changing the date. So she has sent out the Evite. She has a whole little registry on there. We get gifts. We bring her gifts. There is a chef. She's like, there's a dress code. There are games planned out. I cannot wait until we have this party. So the birthday party, it feels like a fucking birthday party. It's not. It's Galentine's Day. And y'all, Chanel was a guest on our show. She talked about her getting divorced and her husband cheating on her and doing some crazy shit. It's always a big situation. A bunch of girls are coming. We have to wear Galentine's Day themed pajamas, and everybody brings a bottle. We play games. I mean, it's just such a good time every year. It's the same thing every year.
Okay.
But it's so
like a tradition.
Much.
I think that's
basically
cute.
It's a tradition now. It's so much fun. There's a valet. Like it's just like a thing. Everybody pulls up in their pajamas with a little jacket. We go inside and it is just a time. Mm-hmm. It's a time from the time you step in to the time you leave, if you leave, because more than likely you're probably going to spend the night. It's just such a good time with really good people. And she's the type of person where she's always making new friends. So there's always going to be like a new wave of bitches coming through. Mm-hmm. But everybody is cool. It's not like you get there and there's like, there have been so many situations that I've been in where you get around people and it's like, dang, your friends aren't nice. Like it's giving very much Mean Girl vibes. And it's just not like that. It's a group of women that everybody gets along. Everybody is from different walks of life, different careers. And it's just a really good time. And you leave with a gift and drunk.
That's the best way to leave. A
great
gift
Galentine's
and drunk.
Day. And nobody is like, there's no male energy. So it's very much just a really good time to gather with your girls and have a good time, bonding, if you will. And everything is like catered. So it's also like there's like a standard that she always meets. She never misses. You know what I mean? You know, some people just never miss the mark.
The hostess with the most.
The hostess with the most. It's not like everybody bring food. It's like everything is, you don't got to bring anything but a bottle.
Bring yourself
she's like,
and
bring a
vibes.
bottle, be in your pajamas. And even if you don't bring a bottle, there's bottles there. It feels like an Instagram reel. When you walk into Chanel's house, you feel like you've entered into an Instagram reel that was edited precisely and virally rotated around the internet. Galentine's Day plans for you. Do you have any?
So I don't have any. I have been trying to plan, but it has been so hard for several reasons, but the biggest one being everybody is so goddamn busy and busy in a good way. And I'm happy for everybody because it's just like so many things have been happening. I have some friends who are currently filming a show, like a TV show. And so they're traveling around the world and they're like, well, girl, we want to plan this, but we'll have to plan it at the end of the month. We'll see. And then we have men.
But Galentine's Day isn't Valentine's Day. It's a different date.
Oh, we be doing it on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Or it could be another day, but like if everybody's single and don't have plans, we will do it on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the season, I guess.
It's
for
whatever
me.
day you want it
Mm-hmm.
to be.
But even still, it's like, okay, well, everybody is actually busy. They have obligations and stuff. So we're trying to figure out a date to do things, and people are literally scattered across the world, even though the main people I'm thinking about right now, home base is here, but people are all over. So we'll see how it goes. I do have a friend who has a birthday coming up, and I was like, well, girl, even if we have to take it back to 2020 and do a fucking Zoom party, we're going to celebrate you. You always
cute.
Celebrate us. We will get on the phones, on the computers, on the iPads, or whatever the fuck, because at the end of the day, no matter where we are in the world, it feels good to have people who are in your corner, and we're going to celebrate each other, and we're not going to stop because you moved away to the fucking mountains in Oregon. So we'll do that. Oregon. She's in Oregon on like a contract out there. But then it's like, okay, well, Valentine's Day, Galentine's is 2 weeks away, and we've all got to figure out how that works. So I don't know. And I was also toying with some different ideas about different things that I could do, whether it be with friends or something that I would open up to the public.
Have you seen this tea party bus?
Yes.
So
I
fucking
wanted to go with my
cute.
mama when she came out here for my birthday. I was literally about to book it. And she was giving me weird vibes.
Like
So I
she
was,
don't want no tea?
yeah, but I'm like, you are the tea party queen. Like you've been, you are the one who put me on to tea parties. But it was because she had already planned a surprise party for me. And I didn't know that. And that's why she was like, and I was like, you should have said something. Anyway, I want to go on that tea party bus. And I am going this year. We can go together. If we don't go by the end of this year, we're going by the end of this
Little
year.
tea
Fuck
party
it.
bus.
I think it's cute.
Me too.
But yeah, we're gonna do something, whether we're in person or virtual or whatever. I think everybody could use that. And I think it's really important with your girlfriends to still check in, whether people are single or not. It don't matter. Check with your people, because as I get older, I realize how much Valentine's Day is about love, and we are conditioned to think about like romantic love, but all of the love matters. And I want everybody to feel love that day. And I want to be really intentional this year, especially because I feel like I have better energy. I want to share that. And I want people to feel good. I don't want people to be sad, especially anybody that I talk to, touch, or like is close to me. I want everybody to feel good. Because that can be a sad day, no matter how trivial it may seem to some. It's just like, we all got our things. Do we all want to see motherfuckers kissing every day? I know I haven't always. And that would trigger me. I'm getting triggered right now, so let me move on. But, you know, I'm excited about that. Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day. I guess that's really it. I've just been trying to stick to things that I said I was going to do. Hey, always working out well. Y'all bust my face.
You busted your face?
Well, this side. I think that's why my eyes irritated now that I think about it. I got a walking pad for Christmas.
Okay.
It was a gift. And
Is
I've
it
been
one of the curved ones, or is it just a straight?
Baby, I'm not advanced.
Okay.
Straight, flat. It don't even go that fast.
Okay.
It goes to 3.0, whatever that means in speed terms of a treadmill. Medina, I put it by, I was trying to figure out, could I put it by the stove or could I put it by the sink?
I
did both.
Sound like that.
So I was trying to do like side lunges and do it slow.
That don't seem like that's supposed to happen.
I saw a video and the girls were doing it.
But were they athletic girls?
She had rollers in her hair and a robe on. I had a bonnet and a robe on. To me, same.
Okay.
I tripped, fell. Willie was like, "Arr, arr, arr." She had to come see about her mama because I fell and bust my ass. Then my dumb ass just moved it. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't wash dishes. Maybe I should just cook. Y'all, do not recommend that. I'll report back in 3 weeks and let y'all know about my new placement. But I do watch it while I watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Potomac, and Beverly Hills. And that's probably the safest activity.
Speaking of The Real Housewives, yesterday I was getting my nails done. I saw Kim. Should we get our nails done at the same place? And I was like,
Kim who? Not Zoltek.
Yeah.
Where is your scooter? Do you know what that's from?
I just know it was Kim. And it was
it's
Kim. And I was like,
Nene.
oh, wow, that's Kim. And I just was like, she looked very cute. The last time I saw her, she wasn't cute. But she had looked good. Wig was on fly, bleak.
It was on there secure.
It was on there. So she looked very cute. And I was just like looking at her. I was looking at her face. I'm doing this thing now where I just look at all the women that have gotten a lot of fillers and a lot of work done on their face. And I'm starting to get very nervous. I'm trying not to back out of my appointment.
When is it?
Friday
Okay.
morning. I'm getting this Friday. So after this, and I'm starting to get very nervous because I've never touched my face. I've gotten a little Botox right in the middle of my forehead, but that's it. And so this time I'm going all in, full-fledged.
What are you getting? Just chin, right?
I'm getting a few things. I'll tell you off camera. But I am still very nervous because it's like, that's your face. If some shit goes wrong, like it goes wrong. And I have an audition for the worship team in my church. And so I don't want to look a fucking fool.
The worship team will be fine. It's gonna be the internet that's the problem.
I don't know, but I also feel like it's just like fillers and worship doesn't go together. So
don't let them people lie to you.
Well, never mind. I'm so scared, Kiki. I'm so scared.
And that's fine, but don't let them people lie to you. They be getting it.
I just don't want to look crazy. That's all. I'm just
Understandable,
like, I just don't wanna look
understandable.
crazy. So I'm just worried about like the swelling, and I think I'm just gonna cover my face.
When is your audition?
My audition is January 23rd.
Ooh.
So it's gonna
That's close.
it's
Yeah,
tight. So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I just don't want to look crazy.
Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
But I
what
don't know if I
he
can
said.
wear my mask and sing.
Oh, you have to sing. I thought you was praise dancing.
No, bitch. Oh, let me stop.
Pick a lane.
I can't pick a lane, and Jesus knows my heart. And he was befriending
I
prostitutes.
should be so bad. Go ahead.
He was befriending prostitutes and thieves. So I'm not either of those. So I have to sing. I'm actually like, I'm auditioning to be on the worship team at my church are the singers.
Oh, okay.
So I have to sing.
I think you did tell me that before. I was confused
Yeah.
before. Okay,
I have
okay,
to
it's
sing,
coming
and
back.
I'm really, at first I was like, I was just playing, and now it's like, I'm really doing it.
January 23rd.
Yeah. They sent me my list of songs. And it's a live band. Like, it's
You
not,
got sheet music and stuff?
no, it's not sheet music. And I actually, the list of songs that they sent me, I don't know any of them.
You know who you need to listen to?
Who?
The Clark sisters.
No.
Why?
Because I already have a song that I want to sing. So I asked them, could I sing
But those
the
are
song?
great gospel singers just to get you going
But if
and
they
get you
sing-
pumped up. Not that you need to sound like them.
Yeah, I gotta
But
do
just to pump you up. They're encouraging. Karen Clark shared a bomb in Gilead. Listen to that. It's going to get you pumped up, and then you
Okay.
get your pipes warmed up, and you do your own thing. Not that you need to emulate them.
I got my,
But they going to get your spirit right.
I
I'm
got my
telling
song
you.
in mind. And
Oh, what is
and
it?
they go,
I know it's not The Little Mermaid.
It's not. It's
Oh.
It has to be a worship
I
song.
know. I was just wondering because you was
So-
like, no to the Clark sisters. It's
I'll
like,
send you
everybody know the Clark sisters tear it down. What?
Yeah, I
Who?
can't tear it down like a Clark sister. Not
You
one
can't.
or
I'm
two.
just saying to get you in your zone so that you can get into your zone and do your
I got
thing.
a different way to get into my zone. So
What you do?
I have a different song. I'm not gonna announce it here because
Okay.
I don't feel like hearing anybody's
Feedback.
feedback.
Got it.
So I am so nervous. And I am just like, this is such a different realm. And I'm just like, okay, we're really doing this. Like, we're actually committing to this. And I'm gonna be a background singer for the Sky Daddy. And I'm excited for it. If I get chose.
You probably will. I mean, girl.
I know I will.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
But let's be real, I will. But but this is just so different. And I was like, I just wonder how this is about to go for real. Like, this is just very different. But I feel so like it feels so perfect. And I told myself 2025, I'm living in integrity. If it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. And a lot of shit hasn't been making sense, but it also feels very right. So I'm very excited about it. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna tell you how it goes. I'm gonna sing you the song that I'm gonna sing. I'll send it. I'm gonna text it to you.
okay. I'm anxious to hear this song. Now I gotta pee. So we're way over time. We're gonna take a break. And when we come back from Indecisive Diane, it'll be time for advice.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey ladies, it's me, Diane, and this week's date idea is perfect for the girls. Or if you have a daughter and you want to have a mommy and me date. Have you guys heard of the Tea Around Town Atlanta T-Bus party? Oh my God. It looks incredibly fun. I'm actually going this weekend, so I'll tell you about it. Google Tea Around Town's Atlanta. Book your service now. Bye.
Okay, we are back from Indecisive Diane. And before we move on to advice, I want to let everybody know that I'm hosting a stateside retreat. The theme is enchantment. If you don't know what enchantment means, please Google it. I'm not going to give you the definition, but it is a beautiful definition. I'm hosting a retreat August 24th through the 27th, and we are starting the early bird tickets February 6th. We are going to Arizona, you guys. Arizona, if you don't know, is one of the most magical places in the world, and it is in the States. So one of the things that feedback that I always get about my trips is people are like, hey, like, are you guys ever going to do a stateside trip? We're finally doing one, and this is going to be festival style. I cannot wait to announce who we have leading some of the workshops. It is going to be, I personally am going to probably be a fangirl. So go to paradiseandvibe.com, join the email list. If you feel like you can't afford it, it's okay. We have payment plans. So join the email list, get some information, and come have a really good time and get well in whatever way you need it, whether it's fun, health, yoga, connection, vibing, making new friends, just a new environment. Come, it's going to be such a good time. Nobody ever has negative feedback. And that's one thing that I really pride myself on hosting these trips. So I hope you can make it. Okay. So, our first advice letter is titled Heartbreak Advice. And this is rather lengthy. Hey, ladies. I'm a 27-year-old female, and I was dating a guy, 28-year-old male, for a month, and we really hit it off. On the 4th date, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. That's very soon. Last week, he told me that he would be signing up for school on Tuesday. When he told me this, I told him he needs to be realistic. If that's something that he's going to work now, that he's in a relationship and his job increased his schedule to 50 hours. Fast forward to today, he broke it off with me. Today was also the day he told me he'd be signing up for school. I also can't help but think he was intimidated by my actions. He knew I had my master's. She may be saying she got a little mental illness going on. He knew I had my master's, and I made $30K more than him and was a homeowner. Our first NFL game was fun, and he paid. But our second one, I paid for the tickets and got us better seats. He asked me how much I paid for them because they were club access, and he had been to the stadium 10 times and never seen them before. I never told him because I didn't want him to feel away. He also moved into an apartment, and I bought some basic necessities, rugs, curtains, a fan, and some soap. And it meant the world to him. He said a girl has never spent a dime on him. I also told him I have a full...
And rightfully so, raggedy ass. I'm sorry. What?
Who's the raggedy ass, him or her?
Both. I'm sorry.
This sounds like mental illness. He said a girl has never spent a dime on him. I also told him I have a full week work trip in New York, and he was welcome to tag along. I'd take care of his ticket through points. I'd get booking on my travel. Okay. This is going to sound crazy, but these are the moments I understand Plankton from
this is going to sound crazy.
Okay. He spends his whole life trying to figure out the secret recipe for the Krabby Patty, and here I am trying to understand these niggas, and I fail every time.
Is this an analogy, or is this...
I don't know.
Because something's telling me you really meant that. He really wants to figure out like an actual recipe for a cartoon.
This is a woman.
Krabby. I mean, but she's talking about a man, right? Yeah, so I'm saying something is telling me she means literally he's trying to figure out the Krabby Patty recipe. And
she's trying to figure out the Krabby. She said, I'm trying to figure out and understand these niggas. Like the Krabby Patty recipe. Okay. I respect the fact that he took what I said into consideration and let me go instead of dragging me, but it doesn't hurt any less. We would laugh during sex, have deep conversations, and he was always a perfect gentleman when I was with him. Oh, sorry, ladies, but any advice? Love from a listener who's been listening.
Advice on what, girl?
I don't actually know what you even need advice on.
He don't like you.
She don't like herself. I don't even understand. Next. No, really, seriously, I don't know what the question was. And I knew that already before I read this, but I wanted to put this out here because people be crazy. What are you talking about, ma'am?
After Medina joins the praise and worship team, we will update you guys on where to go see her, perform in service, because you need Jesus. We don't have it, Medina. We don't have, because this is deeper than us. This is bigger than us. And I told y'all, I clocked out. After my sis, Kamala didn't get what she was supposed to get. I done fucked up my hair. We had to come from around. Y'all done got me frustrated. I'm over here looking like the Tootsie Roll owl. Whew, I'm fragile.
That was a lot.
I clocked out. But, baby girl, I don't know.
Our good sis got
We
mad.
don't have nothing for you. Spell check didn't have nothing for you before you sent this email, so we're good.
Sis is mad that he's going to school and not wanting to spend time with her. Can't nobody help you.
Help yourself.
Next.
I'll table the next advice because we are well over time. It's 11. We're gonna move on to the cocktails.
Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe.
I don't mind y'all sending us your fucked up advice situation stuff. It is entertaining. So if you don't mind us laughing, joking, and all of that, keep sending it. If you do mind, send it anyway, and I guess you'll click off. Anyway, the email for advice, again, is advice@cocktailspot.com. Now we're moving on to the actual cocktails. If you have a cocktail you want to share on the show, or you want to tell somebody else's business, we welcome it. Cocktails@cocktailspod.com. Keep you anonymous. Don't you worry. All right. So the cocktail this week. This one says, hey, ladies, please keep me anonymous. We will. Because y'all going to be mad later and we're not going to edit it out. I am on the younger side of your following and I'm married. Oh, you wanted to rub that in. You got your husband young, huh? And we're old biddies just waiting. Okay, we see you. My husband and I have known each other since we were 19 and got married this year at the age of 26. Oh, you're so young. Titties not sagging. No stretch marks. No debt collectors have actually come to collect the debts that you thought you wrote off with them damn credit repair people. Let me digress. Since we have had on and off sex for so many years, it feels like our sex life can become routine at times. Only in that little bit of time. Okay. We both know for a fact we haven't tried everything out there. And there's some things out there that neither of us are ready for, I believe. You're right. Now on to the cocktail. I came up with a bright idea to put those expensive ass AirPod Maxes to use. While my husband was taking his shower, I set the ambiance to the room by lighting candles and running the oil diffuser with lavender and mint. I found an audio on YouTube of crashing waves and made sure to press skip on all those annoying ass ads. Once my husband was out of the shower, I started kissing him and rubbing in his lotion all over his body so he could relax even more. I had him lay down on the bed and put on his headphones with the noise cancellation turned on. I could tell he couldn't hear me because he was loud as hell saying, damn, oh my God, this feels so good. Right when I could tell he was finna come, I switched the noise cancellation to transparency. Now he could hear the waves crashing on the beach and me slurping and spitting on his dick. So there's my first cocktail, and hopefully if you ladies haven't already tried putting those expensive electronics to use in other ways, here's an idea. Well, I haven't tried the noise cancellation on the AirPods and then turning it off. That's not a bad idea, sister. I might try that. I'll report back later. Have you?
I've done headphone sex, but it wasn't with AirPods. It was with a different, like, all the way around your ears headphones. It was amazing. But I also wasn't listening to waves. It was music. But great idea.
I'm not mad at I'm intrigued,
Y'all
actually. Thank you,
sexy.
sis.
Spice it up like a little bit of Costa Rican hot sauce.
Spice it up, switch it up. We'd love to hear it. Anyway, you guys, if you have a cocktail that you want to share on the show in the future, please email us cocktails@cocktailspod.com. I want to remind you guys that Curacao is coming up. I've got a few more trips in the lineup that I'll share with you soon. But Curacao is first up. So March 19th through the 23rd, we're going to have a blast. It's currently all ladies.
But men are welcome.
Men are welcome. So for any of the men who might have been skeptical, just know it's several women, and lots of them been hitting me up, and they seem single and ready to mingle. So, like, you got questions? You want to know what's up? What's tea? Let me know.
Come on. And
It's
like I
gonna be a
said
good
at the
time.
beginning of the episode, travel is so important. So if you are
It's good to
even-
get out of your comfort zone.
It's so good to get out of your comfort zone, even if you're going by yourself, going with a group. If you planning a birthday, you don't know what to do, book Kiki's trip. If you also don't know what to do still, I told you I'm attending a self-care retreat with Shanisha. We're going to Spain. If you've been wanting to go to Spain with us. If you want to go somewhere stateside, come to Arizona with me with paradiseandvibe.com. Travel is essential for your soul and your well-being and your mental health. So y'all aren't writing emails about Krusty Krab recipes.
You could be sending in cocktails about wonderful nights, new experiences, and being happy. That's what we're doing this year. We're being happy,
That's it.
and we're cutting everything off that is making us
And
feel
we're eating
anything less
bacon
than.
wrapped ribs.
Amen to that. Okay. Hallelujah. Anyway, you guys, that's the end of this week's episode. I hope you enjoy kicking it with us today. We will see you all next week. And make sure you're following us at CockTales Podcast. I'm at Kiki Said So.
I'm a Coffee Bean Dean.
And until next week, you guys, goodbye.
Goodbye.